Often we talk about space, making space for whatever arises. So what is this space? I can't explain it to you in words. It cannot be limited to a thought, this space. So I need you to understand it from the direct experience of space. And I have a little practice, a little exercise that I think will help you do exactly this. Put your hands in front of your face, like this. And slowly move them back so they come to the side of your head. One hand on either side. Just until you can see them with your peripheral vision. Move them back a little bit till you can't see them, and then move them forward till you can. Wiggle your fingers a little bit so you know they're there. And focus with your eyes while looking straight ahead at me, at this computer monitor or phone or whatever you're looking at. And put your focus, instead of on me, on your peripheral vision, on your fingers, on your hands, on either side of your head. So do this. We use our peripheral vision often when we're driving. If we see a flash of red out of the corner of our eye, we're using our peripheral vision, but we're not focusing on it. Mostly we have our vision narrowed to one thing. Always it's like this. This is the limitation of our vision. We don't usually look through our peripheral vision. Where now, if you do this, looking through your peripheral vision, focusing on your peripheral vision, you can still see everything in front of you too. Your vision has now gone from this very narrow view, maybe 10 or 20%, to 180 degrees. 180 degrees instead of 10 or 20 degrees. So you're seeing this whole area at once. When you focus on the peripheral vision, you're widening your vision. You're widening your perspective. And you see a wider perspective in this way, don't you? Now you're looking at 180 degrees. And notice that inside, it feels different. You feel different. You feel more spacious. If this doesn't happen right away, just continue doing it. Practice with this until it does. You want to have this feeling of space. Not just seeing this 180 degrees, but this feeling of space. If your hands get tired, you can put them down, but keep your peripheral vision on either side of the room, or if you're outside trees or something on your peripheral vision, so that you keep this looking through your peripheral vision while you're looking straight ahead. You don't want your eyes moving back and forth like that. Keep your eyes fixed straight ahead, but see out of the corners of your eye, from your peripheral vision, see this. See what's happening out here. And that way you'll encompass the whole 180 degrees in front of you. This is very important to do, to widen your perspective, to see more, to not have a limited view. So now your view is wider. It includes more. You may notice also that when your eyes are focused on your peripheral vision, but you're looking straight ahead, what you see ahead tends to blur, tends to get a little fuzzy. Things tend to come together, blend together, become more like one. There's less separation because you're not isolating one thing after another. You're not isolating this and that wherever you look. You're including the whole thing. And by doing this, you tend to notice that there's a oneness. They tend to blend together in your vision. So if you're beginning to feel this sense of spaciousness, this 180 degree view, now notice that behind you, there's also space. You can't see this, but you can feel it. When you're aware of the 180 degrees of space in front of you, and you feel this, it's not hard to also be aware of the space behind you as well. You know it's there. This space behind you, and you can feel it. This sense behind you with your back, the back of your head. You can feel this space behind you as well. and also space above you and below you. There's space all around you. It's like you're in a 360-degree sphere of space. And this sphere is not limited. If you pay attention, it keeps extending. It's not limited to the walls of your room or the trees on either side of you. It goes far, far beyond that. It doesn't actually have any limits. You're in the middle of infinite space. You always are, but right now, you may be aware of it. You may start becoming aware of this space all around you. When you feel this great space all around you, now close your eyes. And notice that there's also this great space in you. You felt the space around you. You didn't just see it or perceive it behind you, sense it behind you. You feel it. You feel this space inside you. And as you close your eyes, this space is still here. This infinite space. And notice that this inside space is not different from the outside space. It's the same space. Space all around you. Space all in you. Noticing this, the borders of your body, your attention on your body, it just tends to dissolve. There's really no interference between the space inside you and the space outside of you. There's not really a border between the space in you and outside you. Your skin, bones, this do not create an actual border for this space. This space is everywhere. Yeah. And you know this too. If you know anything about physics, you know that any material object, a hand, a body, a pencil, a desk, a tree, a rock, if you look at this with an electron microscope, what do you find? Space. Mostly space. 90% space. What we think of as solid is mostly space. Just as we are. So when we do this exercise of peripheral vision, we start experiencing what this space is as a direct experience, a feeling of space, of unlimited space. In the beginning, you may feel it as having some limitation. Maybe in the very beginning, it seems to be limited to the borders of your body. That's resistance to truth. But soon, if you keep paying attention and see if that's so, you'll notice that it isn't. And then it dissolves more. And it becomes the room. And then it goes past that. And pretty soon you know that this space is not limited by a house, by a room, by a state, by a country, by a world, by a universe, by a cosmos. It's infinite. It has no end. It's great space. And it's just as true inside as outside. When you realize this, the words inside and outside no longer have any meaning. They're just words, just concepts. They're not true. There is just this infinite space. As you, as me. Space. Infinite space. And everything appears in this space. I appear in this space. My voice appears in this space. Your thoughts appear in this space. Your feelings appear in this space. This planet, this solar system, this universe appears in this same space that you are, that I am. So when I say be space for whatever arises, this is what I'm talking about. And I have a beautiful practice for you to do, including this one, which is wonderful. But there's another one that you can use every time you're in a conversation with anyone. And right now, as you listen to my words.